Welcome to Billy Ho Sports. Thank you for tuning in. Please remember to subscribe to the channel and don't forget to like and comment on the videos. I hope you enjoy the show. Now, let's go. Hello there, Billy Ho here. Week 2, DFS, DraftKings. We are going to talk wide receivers today, and I am going to do something a little different than most people do. I'll probably point out some of the chalkier plays, but I'm trying to weed through those just in my own mind and see if I can't come up with some what I call low key guys, not necessarily super low owned, but maybe lower owned than the chalk. Like if Jamar Chase is going to be 16% this week, maybe we pivot off of him and go with somebody that's going to be 7%. Get that leverage, same upside, things of that nature. So welcome to Billy Ho Sports. If you haven't already, please subscribe to the channel. I need to up my sub game. And also, you can like the videos if you like them and comment on the ones you want to leave a comment on. I'm always looking at comments and either clicking, I'll click the heart that I acknowledge that I read them, or I'll straight up respond to them. So just let me know. Questions are welcome. Comments are also. So, just don't be a dick. But if you are, I'll ignore you. So here we go. Week 2, DraftKings wide receivers. Let's take a look. Alrighty then. Like I said, we're going to try to do something a little bit different. Everybody, Cooper Kupp is $9,900, and that is extremely expensive, but people are still going to go there because of this. 15 targets, 13 out of 15. 128 and a touchdown, 34. Well, that's a little over 3x. So, 30, cracking 30 is what we want out of a stud wide receiver. But man, that's just that 9,900 tag. Maybe he will be low key. Maybe people see that 9,900 and get sticker shock, and they say, well, shit, Davante Adams. Let's see what he did. Oh, well, he had even more targets, more yards, same touch, 33. He had almost the same, less receptions, but practically the same. And look, he's $8,600. That's $1,300 cheaper, hashtag math. And, that's where you start to look for pivots. People are going to play these two up top. So my very first number one low-key guy, that's right. You see him in the back right there. Deebo. Did you see him? This was the 6-yard touchdown he had last week, and I didn't actually see the play. He absolutely bull trucked this dude going into the end zone. The guy cowered in fear, and Deebo just ran right over the top of him into the end zone. The dude is a powerful guy. I mean, I'm feeling him, get on him, Deebo. And he was like, who else wants some of Deebo? But anyway, he is my first guy. So I wanted to show you all. Remember how awful that game was last week? It was raining. It was windy. They kept showing what's her name at the stadium, and it was just a real shit show. And he fumbled one of the first plays of the game. He fumbled and lost one. But he still got 7 targets. And I know it was only for 14 yards, but Lance he's still developing as a quarterback. I'm depending more on this because Elijah Mitchell's out. I'm depending on him to get 50, 60 yards rushing, and he's probably going to need to score to pay off. But I think he can also get 5 to 6 targets and another 80 yards. So, and a touchdown. He could score twice in this game. They are playing Seattle. Seattle looked pretty good Monday night, but I think their defense looked a little better because of the fact that they found out early on in this game that Russell Wilson was still using the same hand signals at the line of scrimmage that he used in Seattle the year before. And the defensive guys were running up and down, or offensive guys, like particularly Tyler Lockett, was running up and down the sidelines telling all the defense he's still using the same hand signals. I think that cost them. Now, they still should have probably lost that game by a touchdown, but, that still, I think that hurt some of passing performance, to be honest with you, because they knew it was a go route when it was a go route, and it probably had it right a third of the time anyway. So Deebo's my first guy. If you wanted a prediction, I'm going to give him about 4 to 5 catches for 70, 80 yards. And if he breaks one, then you're dancing. But I think he gets a touchdown either rushing or receiving. So I think this 13 is going to be 26. I think he doubles it. So 26 is what we're looking for from a 7,800 guy. So I like Deebo as a pivot off of especially off of Adams at 8,600, because I think Deebo actually might even have more upside. I don't know. It just depends on if he gets the rushing. And like I said, Elijah Mitchell's out. So he's the first guy. And the second guy, if he's low key or not, people are talking him up, but he's sandwiched right in here underneath the top dogs as well at 7,100. Tyreek Hill. I think he gets roughly the same work, and I think he gets loose for one. So I think he turns this one into touchdown and this 94 into 120. And you're looking at the bonus plus that. He's another 26-point guy. So Tyreek Hill, I feel really good about. And I'm hearing all week long, Baltimore is decimated on their secondary. They've lost several starters. So I think Tyreek Hill will be a very excellent play, cash or GPP. I can't go Lamb, and Pittman's out if you haven't heard that already. Michael Pittman, Indianapolis Colts, ruled out quad injury. Mike Evans is a Q, but I told you I was staying away from this game. He'll likely land on Lattimore, and New Orleans just plays so tight against Tampa Bay at home. So I'm not going to play any Tampa Bay guys. And if I can't believe nobody else has even mentioned that, honestly, just real quick, go look at the records. Tampa Bay goes into New Orleans, whether it was Jameis or Brady last year, they get blown out half the time. They don't record the same type of stats. They act like Brady's going to run in there and throw it 45 times for 350 yards and 4 touchdowns. It ain't going to happen. I'm telling you. Now, Scary Terry, here we go. Both these guys are low. Well, this is a popular game. They're not low key, but I'm still mentioning them anyway because this is a wide receiver show. They're both great plays, great prices, massive target share, 12 targets. Now, actually, Terry McLaurin did not get the targets I thought he did. That just may have been the way the game scripted out. But he did get the touchdown and the 49-yarder. So if people are going to flock to Curtis Samuel, who got all the targets, and Doxson, who got targets, and then you got Logan Thomas, well, the number one guy is Terry McLaurin, and I do believe the number one guy in Detroit last week absolutely ran roughshod all over that Detroit secondary and won A.J. Brown. Now, McLaurin is maybe not A.J. Brown because he doesn't have that size, but he has the elusiveness, the speed, the number one skill set. So I could see him getting 8 targets. He catches 6 for 120 and a touchdown, or maybe 2. And St. Brown is going to get his normal 12 targets. And then you got Waddle underneath. I don't think Waddle broke off 1 touchdown, but he only had 5 targets in that game. He had the 42-yard touchdown. So you take away that 42-yard touchdown, and that's pretty mundane stats for old Jalen Waddle. So I think the alpha dog is absolutely Tyreek. Just pay up for him. It's only $700 more. DK Metcalf might be low key. I don't know, but I don't think he has the upside in this game against San Francisco, who still runs the ball a lot, even missing Mitchell. I still think this is a slower paced game because Geno Smith and they'll run the ball a lot too. So I think his opportunities will be limited. So he's going to have to cash in a big play to score. Marquise Brown, I didn't really wasn't too impressed with him. It took him a whole half to get going. I don't think I'll get to him. He's too expensive at 6,200. Godwin's out. Cortland Sutton 6,100. Why pay 61 for Sutton when you can get Judy at 56? So I think Judy's the better receiver. I think he has the more upside. I think all of the things. So Judy over Sutton. I don't like Brandon Cooks much this week. I think he's going to have a lot of problems with the Denver secondary. They put the lockdown on people, y'all, and it's not just Patrick Surtain; it's everybody. They got a really really tight secondary, and they got a tough pass rush on the road. That's going to be tough sledding. So I'm passing on that. I think I'm past. Like I said, I'm avoiding this game. But New Orleans at home, Thomas, I do have some interest in him because they didn't hike the price up that much. He had the 2 touchdowns on the 8 targets, and he only got a $100 price hike, and they're at home. So I might have some interest in Mike Thomas, actually. So we'll be looking at that. Christian Kirk's obviously going to be popular, so he's not going to make the list of low key guys. But I do think some guys down here, Mike Judy is definitely going to be low key. Allen Robinson, if you want a chance that it wasn't just a flash in the pan last week, that he was awful, it's a perfect spot to bounce back against Atlanta, 5,500. But, I don't know if they run more, if Henderson gets most of the work, if they get up early. I mean, Robinson could have 4 catches for 40 yards. I don't know that it's worth the juice ain't worth the squeeze, is what they say. So, what I was talking about, I think Jamar Chase is going to be a popular play, obviously, but T. Higgins is going to play. So, I think T. Higgins, what is he, 5,900? It says questionable, so I hope people will shy away from that. But it's concussion protocol. He probably could have gone back in the game last week, but the doctors held him out. I think he did just fine. His legs are fine. His hands are fine. And I think this is my reasoning why he might be a good play. 5,900 is Chase is 8,000. Now, Chase is liable to see Trayvon Diggs, who is the best Dallas cornerback. Now, I'm not saying that Chase won't run all over him because Diggs is super aggressive and he can get beat. So Chase can get over the top on him easily. So I'm not saying don't play Chase, but I'm saying if you want to save $2,100, you could get T. Higgins, who's going to have Anthony Brown on him, who's a much less effective cornerback. And Higgins is a big dude, so I think he can get open. If Burrow takes what's offered to him and not try to force it, I think Higgins could get 8 targets. He could pay off 3x easily. So just keep that in mind. Now, Robbie Anderson, next guy on my list if you want to chase. But the only thing I can say about Robbie Anderson is I think he fits Baker Mayfield's style more than DJ Moore, because Baker Mayfield is aggressive, always looking downfield for the big plays. That's why he got the 75-yarder. He's going to get that. Robbie Anderson, he got it in New York with the Jets. He's gotten it here before. He is that guy that can get loose. It's almost like he lulls you to sleep, and then he gets by you, and then all of a sudden you got a 75-yard touchdown. Now, that's chasing. because what's he going to do? Another 75 yarder again this week? Maybe, but I'm not feeling it. So I will probably not have any Robbie Anderson. I think London's a solid play. He was pretty good last week. 5 for 74 in his debut, long of 31. So, and I don't know that he had the Lattimore love. I think he had one of the other backs. Oh, forgot his name. I looked it up too. Bailey or something. But he did not have Lattimore on. Gallup's out. Ayuk, maybe if Kittle misses again. Kittle's 50-50, but they say he looked good. So he might be on the high side of 50-50 to play, if that makes any sense. There are some good plays down here. This middling range of the 45 to 5K range, I'm not that interested in. I think Landry's chasing. I don't think he gets that many targets again. It's possible he might. I don't know. But you got Thomas and Olave too. And I don't think they're going to be losing in this game. I think it's going to be a low scoring game. The guy I wanted to talk about, Donovan Peoples-Jones, is interesting at 4,400. He seemed to be the apple of Brissett's eye. 11 targets, 6 catches, 60 yards. So I don't know if he gets a lot of upside. I think he's more of a possession guy. It seems to me to be that way. Garrett Wilson got some love. And but down here, this was one of my sleepers, Duvernay. He was a sleeper for drafting and fantasy. He only had the 4 targets, but he made them count. He may be getting a little bit more love this week if we see Xavier Howard on Bateman. So I think Duvernay is not a bad play. Zay Jones, who knew? 9 targets, 6 catches, 65 yards. Zay Jones is a thing, ladies and gentlemen. I think he's probably going to be the number 2 guy. I think he bypasses Marvin Jones. Marvin Jones is getting a little long in the tooth. So I think Zay Jones can pass him up for number 2 spot. That's a good dude to have in this Indianapolis game for a game stack. So if you went Trevor Lawrence, then you could go Kirk and Zay Jones, run it back with Taylor. Boom, you're on. Of course, Doxson I mentioned. And let's see. Now, as we get down here later, we got a few guys down here. And the first guy you got to mention is Greg Dortch. He is a thing. So don't get it twisted, because Rondell Moore and Andy Isabella are both out. He is going to be a great play at 3,500. And I think if you wanted to do like a mini stack in this game, you don't want to pay the freight on the quarterbacks and the wide receivers. You could do a Dortch and Waller mini stack, or a Dortch and just go ahead and pay the Devontae Adams and just hope he's the only one that gets it, because you're going to be wishing if it's him and Waller, you're going to be wishing you had Derek Carr. So just FYI on that one. So I think he's probably going to be the pay down option for a cash play at 3,500. That's super cheap for a guy who got that many targets and who I think will be involved again. And one more guy I wanted to talk about, since Michael Pittman is out, Alec Pierce is out. That moves our dude down here, Ashton Dulin, square into the starting receiver role outside. Paris Campbell will be the slot. So you'll have him on the outside. He got 6 targets, 46 yards as wide receiver 4 last week. So Matt Ryan must like him. He must get open. I saw him. I saw a couple plays with him. He looked pretty good. And he actually had, out of those 3 targets that didn't connect, I believe one of them was a touchdown potentially that just got knocked down or something. I can't remember the exact play, so don't quote me on that. But 3,200, that's another pay down option, especially if you're game stacking and you wanted to double up. Say you wanted to do a double game stack with Taylor, and say you did Dulin Taylor. because you wanted a cheap wide receiver. Not the worst idea in the world. But I feel like that's quite a few guys that I've mentioned there, and I hope it helps you. I hope you got some good information, maybe a play or two. I'm not telling you who to play. I'm just giving you opinions on these guys. So just take it for what it's worth. Hopefully it helps. Hopefully you got some entertainment and it killed a little time for you while you're building your lineups. Good luck week 2. Shout out to the Flophouse Discord. Holla holla. Billy Ho. Till the next video. Thank you for watching, and we will see you soon.